It is party time. Mom, welcome to another episode, Hump Day. The Chad Prather Show, Studio 22. We are in the mothership, and it is Super Mario Chris Cruz's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. Attaboy. I tell you what, I am checking the boxes with you, man. I got a veteran, a Hispanic, a gay. You're all three. It's fantastic. I don't know, man. Happy birthday. We're going to find you a Steve or a Roy or a Biff. He's not gay, folks.
Where do we get the gay part? Like, please.
I don't know. I don't know. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just trying to be a equal opportunity, whatever. And, of course, the puppet master, the perfectionist, Mark, flying us into the nether regions of all things insanity on this hump day. And I got to admit, I got a headache. My head is hurting me. This is stuff nobody cares about. I woke up this morning with, I had a couple of drinks last night. Had a meeting. You know, you have these people, they want to meet have a cocktail. Nobody's ever had a cocktail, ever. It's always plural. And I've told you guys I'm not drinking. I just don't want to drink anymore. But I do it every now and then. But anyway, I think I mixed the tequilas last night, and it hurt me. Got to be careful, folks. I always say when it comes to wine, now this is the kind of stuff you guys need to know. When it comes to wine, same color, same country. Okay, so if you're going to drink, if you start with California Red, stay with a California Red. Stick with that. Don't start switching to the white, and don't go from Italy to Spain to France. Don't do it. It's going to hurt you bad. But I've decided that when you go south of the border, man, when you start getting into the agave plant, you just got to stick with one. Anyway, so head is hurting, but that's okay. I'm in a good mood. I'm excited. I'm happy to be an American. I'm happy to be a Texan. I'm happy to be a part of the Blaze TV family right now. I want to encourage you guys a great Christmas gift. I try to do it for family and friends every year, is get them a subscription. Go to blazetv.com/Chad. You can use promo code Chad, I think, and get a little money off. I think you do. I think it's like, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's like $90 for an annual subscription. You get, I think, $10 more off. It's a good deal. Speaking of headaches, I found out that we're going to do Stu Does America Christmas Power Hour. We're going to do a power hour. I think it's going to be taped on December 17th. And if you're not familiar with the power hour, and I think all of you are, the power hour, of course, is where we, again, I'm not drinking. We take a shot of beer every 60 seconds for an hour. And then I have a show in Arlington, Texas that night with me and the Ragamuffins, so I'll definitely be coming in. It'll be interesting. I'll be coming in interesting. Coming in hot, coming in interesting. It's going to be fun. But I've agreed to do it. This is one of those decisions that I've made on the fly that I think about it and I go, I don't know that this was wise, but hell, let's just have at it. There it is, Stu Does America, Christmas Party Power Hour. You even got the graphic up. I just got the email. So there we are. It's official, baby. Holy hell. Yeah, there it is. So I imagine it'll be me and Sarah and Buttrell, Jason Buttrell and Stu and God knows who else. I'm a glutton for punishment. It's starting to get a little festive in here. That tree behind me says Noel, but you just see the E. Yeah. There it is. You can see the tree back there. I'll tell you guys this. My cute little apartment, man, my little man cave there in Fort Worth. It's my little place. I moved into it 3 weeks ago and just decorating the hell out of it. I went and got a Christmas tree yesterday. I was like, I may be alone, but I'm not going to be lonely. Me and the dog, man, we got festive. And I got home. I put the tree up, got the lights on the tree, started to hang the ornaments that I bought because I don't have any ornaments. And I didn't get any hooks. So I started looking for paper clips. You know, the old redneck way of doing it. I don't have any paper clips either. I don't have anything anymore.
I could give you a box of paper clips. We got like 500 boxes back
We're going to go raid the office supplies here at Blaze.
Go. Isn't it great when you start fresh and like you get this brand new tree, and you get all these ornaments are brand new. I love that feeling.
You know what? It's good. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Tim DiDonato came in here and decorated. You can't see the bar. We don't have the camera set up over at the pub. But he decorated the bar over there and everything. And then he sprayed like this Christmas smell. At least it wasn't fart spray, right? He came in here and it smells like an evergreen in here.
It's actually, I'm waiting for Buddy the Elf to come out of somewhere.
Santa!
It smells like
you
that.
You sit on a throne of lies. Oh, my gosh. Oh, we're going to go to a break and get into some crazy news today. Tell you about my buddies over at the Groove Life ring. It's the only breathable silicone ring. You know how guys wear like the expandable rings, you don't hurt your finger or whatever. Well, this is sort of like that, but Groove, their ring lets air in and the moisture out, so it's comfortable and you forget you're even wearing a ring. I've been wearing the Groove belt, got it on right now, as a matter of fact. It's an incredibly comfortable belt, and it's got this little magnet buckle, and you can, like if you've been eating a lot like I have, and you just need to let it out just a hair, man, I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about holes in the belt anymore. You just kind of let it out a little bit, but it's an incredible deal. And it's got a cool little magnetic buckle, just pops right on there. And it makes that sound too. They got a 94-year, no BS warranty on every single product they sell. You can cut it, stretch it, lose it, break it, no problem. Groove Life's going to replace it. Trust me, you're going to love the toughest, most comfortable belt known to man, most comfortable ring on the market, and with the Groove Life lifetime warranty, there's no risk. So right now, I'm going to get you 15% off your Groove Life order at Groove Life. That's GROOVE life.com. Use promo code CHAD15. Go to GrooveLife.com, use promo code CHAD15. That is CHAD15. Get 15% off your Groove Life order. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me get over here to what I want to talk about, see if I can get this thing in order here. Before we go to what I want to say here, I'm out of Facebook jail. They had given me 30 days, and they had given me 30 days, which is a pain in the ass, quite honestly. I mean, I understand it's a communist platform. I don't like Facebook, but I have to use it. I have to use it for business. And also running for governor, so it's kind of hard to do that without all the social media outlets. So my buddy, I want to give him a shout-out, Roger Barone. Roger's been a good supporter. He's a good dude. I don't know who he's voting for. I don't know who he supports or anything else, but he was at the governor forum we had Saturday, and he came up to me and he said, hey, here's the deal. He said, email this guy with Facebook. He's helped me in the past. And so he sent me the email, and I sent it over to Facebook because you can't get Facebook on the line. It's just not happening, right? They're not a company made to be contacted. So the guy responded from Facebook. I told him, I said, look, I'm running for governor. I said, I made a joke about a guy who was talking about Rittenhouse. I didn't say him by name. I just said, I made a joke about a guy who was found not guilty by the U.S. justice system. And I made a joke about that. And I said, and you called it hate speech. I said, how is it hate speech if the guy's not guilty? He didn't do anything wrong. And so he sent it up the chain, and they popped off. I mean, they said okay. Let's see if I've got a screenshot here of the email. I don't think I do, but anyway, she's very gracious. She said, "You won't have to worry about this again." And I was like, maybe over this issue. But then I went this morning, Chris, and I wanted to, our Freedom Over Fear shirts. Freedom over fear could mean a lot of things. I mean, like I could see a church group putting out a shirt that says Freedom Over Fear, right? I went to put an ad out, Freedom Over Fear, for our shirts and hats and hoodies and stuff. It's been a great seller for us. And it's a great message on a lot of levels. It can mean a lot of things. Went to put the ad out this morning. They rejected it. Doesn't fit their standards. It's contrary to their standards to say freedom over fear. And all I said, always choose freedom over fear. That was the ad. What the hell? I mean, what the hell? I saw a friend of mine got their Instagram was fact-checked for saying that Omicron was an anagram of the word moronic. And they said, we found this to be false. I'm like, what are you talking about? What clown show are we living in here? Last week, I posted on Thanksgiving that fake ad council thing about don't smoke marijuana because Terry took a first toke and then he killed his friend who gave it to him in a murderous rage from marijuana. And they censored it and fact-checked it and said, this has been found to be false. It's a joke, right? The fact check on it actually made the post that much greater. So anyway, but speaking of clown worlds, Jim Cramer, if you don't know who Jim Cramer is, he's on CNBC, and he's done Mad Money for years. I really don't know. I guess it's still Mad Money, where he talks about the stocks. And, I've never liked Cramer because here's what I think he's a pumper and a dumper, right? So what he'll do, these guys in this kind of place, is they recommend stocks, and when it bounces up, then he sells. Right, he invests in it low, then promotes it, and then bam, it goes up. I mean, this is what these things do. And I mean, anyway, but apparently he doesn't know jack about stocks, in my opinion, in the stock market. He just rants about it and goes on and on and on and on and goes crazy if you've ever seen the show. But apparently he's got a plan for us to all get blah blahed. All right, so we have the clip. I want you to watch this.
Lord knows what happened if you didn't partake. But back then, anyone who refused to get vaccinated would get ratted out immediately because we knew that person could hurt other people. The commonweal was a commonweal. Now we're engaged in a similar struggle with COVID, and Eisenhower would be aghast. We have immunocompromised people who are incubators for every variant to come, walking around lawfully unvaccinated? That's psychotic. We have companies that have tried hard to get people vaccinated and now backing down. We have governors who want to be president by grandstanding on a foolish states' right issue, the right to get sick, get other people sick. So it's time to admit that we have to go to war against COVID. Require vaccination universally. Have the military run it. If you don't want to get vaccinated, you better be ready to prove your conscientious objector status in court. And even then, you need to help in the war effort by staying home until we finally beat this thing.
So let's get the military involved. He wants to get the military involved. Now, let's send out the brown shirts. And let's make sure that everybody, this is basically declare war on the unblablawed. Now, I still can't wrap my head around this idea. First of all, if you've gotten it, you've gotten the blah blah. Why are you worried about people who haven't? Like, if you've gotten it, like, I got vaccines as a kid. I did not walk around worrying about what other kids had not been vaccinated. I've never sat around wondering, oh my God, I wonder if I'm in a restaurant with somebody who didn't get a polio vaccine. It's just never crossed my mind, or a smallpox or something of that nature. Measles, mumps, rubella. But the other thing is, at what point in time are we going to admit that this is not a vaccine that is based on the historical models of vaccines? So if you go back and you can listen to all of these talking heads who are now in power, whether it's Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, what's his name, Cuomo, who was in New York, all these people kept coming out, last year saying, no, we wouldn't take this. It takes too long. We got to make sure these vaccines are right. And now you're just supposed to just trust the science, right? That's the deal. And if you don't, then how dare you walk around out in public? How dare you choose what you want to do with your own body? And so you have these pinheads like Jim Cramer who are going to come in there and say, no, we're going to get the military involved. The military involved. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I want the military, folks who can't barely keep helicopters maintained. I want the military involved with my medical health. That's exactly what I want. Anybody that, Chris, I don't know if you use the VA or not.
I do not.
But there's a reason a lot of people do not.
The only time I've used the VA was to get my disability because It has to be a VA doctor. Other than that, I go to my private insurance doctor.
Yeah, I've got horror stories, and I'm sure a lot of people do. with the VA, right?
Well, Chad, we talked about it here a couple of weeks ago. In the military, they were supposed to administer flu vaccines, and they gave the blah blah vaccines by mistake.
Yeah, they've done that. They've given the adult doses to children.
Yep.
I'm just supposed to be just herded through like cattle, right? And I'm supposed to be forced into this. And what does it mean? I mean, what does beating it mean? What does beating coronavirus mean? Does that mean it's eradicated? Does that mean everybody's vaccinated? Does it mean that it's been completely under control? I mean, what does that mean? They keep saying we got to beat COVID. Well, it's not going to be eradicated. No more than the flu is going to be eradicated. You're just not going to. I mean, polio is not eradicated. I went to college with a good friend of mine had polio. Still got it. I mean, you know, he had polio. So he still has the walk. You know what I'm saying? From having had polio. So it does happen. You don't eradicate these things. Smallpox, still, I mean, we've seen outbreaks of that kind of stuff, you know, to this day. And they started working on smallpox vaccination in 1796. So, you know, guys like that, why don't you worry about stocks and bonds, Jimmy? How about that, buddy? And whatever's going on with your throat, fix that shit too, because you sound like crap and you're on television. It's just not good, bro. But anyway, he said, we haven't centralized the issue to the point where the White House actually seems to take responsibility. Yeah. There's a lot there. Dude, look at this picture right here. I was on, I love Telegram. My buddy Jeremy Christopherson sent me this. That's perfect, ain't it? Look at that little Jim Cramer next to Vladimir Lenin. Oh, I got to laugh to keep from just losing my friggin' mind on these people. I do. Because these are the idiots. These are the idiots that we keep listening to. Okay, now let me prove the point to you. So we keep listening to these people on the left, right? And I get it. Not all of us are super smart individuals. I mean, we do a lot of dumb things. We say a lot of dumb things. We get information from social media. But the talking heads that are out there. So let's talk for a second about Chris Cuomo, all right? Now, how much have we been hearing about Chris Cuomo, you know, his brother, what's his brother that groped on the women? Andrew Cuomo was a former governor, right? So Chris, apparently, they've suspended him indefinitely because he used his powers as a journalist and the stuff that he had at CNN, which, I mean, they have a lot of power, to kind of put a stranglehold on some of these allegations that were out there against his brother Andrew. So Rolling Stone ran a story on Monday that said Chris Cuomo caught doing something that would get any other journalist fired. So now these are the kind of guys, whether it's the Jim Cramers, the Chris Cuomos, the Don Lemons, or whoever it may be out there, we're listening to these people, and we're listening to them, and it's like because they're on TV and they're on national news or on a national network or something like that, we give them some sort of credence. Listen, guys, I'm on your television. I'm on your computer right now. You're watching me, or I'm on a podcast platform. You're listening to me. For God's sake, don't take my word for anything. Don't do it. Go do your own freaking critical thinking and research. Do the due diligence. Check it out. I'm giving you my opinions, period. My opinions. Don't base it on fact. But in God's name, I never want to abuse the platform that I have or the voice or reach that I have by trying to usurp your freedoms and trying to step in and encroach on your liberties. I don't want to do that. This is what Chris Cuomo did. And so, I mean, it's crazy. Editor-in-chief of Rolling Stone, Noah Schachman, said, if this story is accurate, it describes a series of shocking ethical breaches, fireable offenses at any other news outlet. He said, Washington Post media critic Eric Wimple said, and this is why CNN should have conducted an internal investigation of all Chris Cuomo actions vis-a-vis his brother's scandals that should have happened months ago. Eric Michael Garcia at MSNBC. Just to be clear, if anyone else on CNN's roster did this, they'd not only be fired, but blacklisted from journalism, period. So now let's go back. Let's compare this to the sports world. So John Gruden, who was the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders now. I almost said Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders. So they go back 10 years. They find his stupid emails where he's making comments that, have racial innuendos and are overtly racist, quite honestly. Racial locker room talk. I'm not excusing. It's just what it was. And so he's gone. He's out. You won't see that dude in the league ever again. Ever again.
And Chad, they took him out of Madden.
Yeah.
The game.
Removed him from the game.
They moved him from the, not Madden, whatever the game was. They moved him from the game.
Yeah.
Like, how? And they put a generic white person. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's insanity. But now Chris Cuomo will probably have a podcast next week that'll be on, Sirius XM.
By the way, I'm going to correct you on that. He already has a podcast.
He's got a podcast, but I'm just saying it'll probably be on Sirius XM.
And his podcast you have to pay for because it's an Apple podcast separate from Sirius XM. You have to pay for it. It's him and Don Lemon. I think it's called like the Fourth Hour or something like that. I'm like, is Apple going to put him on suspension too?
Yeah, I mean, shut it down. I mean, if we're going to – see, I keep saying cancel culture. Cancel culture. Chris Cuomo would cancel any of you in a heartbeat. He would shame you. I mean, like if he would use his platform, and he's done it, to shame you and to cancel you, to do all this stuff. So cancel culture. All right? You had your minute in the sun, dude. You abused it. You used your platform. You abused it to protect your brother who was sexually assaulting women. All right? That's the evidence. Proven guilty. Kicked out of the governor's mansion. Left the dog behind. No more Andrew Cuomo. That's the deal. And you used your position of power to protect him with your journalistic power. That's what you did, okay? So there it is. I mean, even Joy Behar, anyway, she said, I understand the inclination to help your brother, but you don't use your position in the media to help him. Whether he should be fired, that's for CNN and Jeff Zucker to decide. There's a lot in the story that doesn't feel right, although I do appreciate the Cuomo family very much. See, she's got to still qualify it. I just want to remind everybody the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is going on right now, and you're going to see a lot of these people protecting each other. Let's sell something. Let's talk about our friends over at Scoremaster. Hey, did you know that an okay credit score can cost you $100,000 over the life of a 30-year home loan? Just an okay credit score. You got to use Scoremaster before you apply for any loan. Scoremaster is going to take your credit score from okay to great very, very fast. The average user is going to get 61 points in 20 days or less. And these COVID surges, they're going to keep interest rates low for now. And if you add 61 points to your score, you could save thousands on a home loan. But those rates are going to go up soon. So before you apply, visit scoremaster.com, add points to your credit score. I use them. I check it all the time. Then you can maintain and protect your credit score with 24/7 credit monitoring and $1 million fraud insurance. It only takes a minute to enroll. See your points, get more points, qualify for the lowest loan rates. Visit scoremaster.com/Chad. That's scoremaster.com/Chad. Scoremaster.com/Chad. You're going to get the best you can possibly get out of your credit score. Be right back. All right. So it turns out that a really good predictor for something awful happening is the left telling you that it never will happen. And that for even thinking it, you must be a mean, nasty, fill in the blank with your favorite leftist term of endearment right now. Check your brain in at the door. In other words, you won't be needing it going forward with what I'm about to tell you. And really, isn't it a hassle doing all that thinking for yourself anyway? Folks, we've arrived at a time in history when the sanity, which told us that it's wise to have separate men's and women's prisons, has been knocked over, stomped on, and lit on fire. Now, I want to present for your inspection the following headline. Trans inmate rapes mentally disabled female prisoner at Washington prison. Now, every once in a while, you really can't see a headline that sums up the whole story. Washington State has of late been allowing male prisoners who claim to be transgender women to be moved to the Washington Correction Center for women because what could possibly go wrong with such a solid move towards diversity and inclusivity? Introducing Princess Zoe Marie Andromeda Love, the new name of the walking human garbage, formerly known as Hobby Bingham. This dude or dudette, depending on how many times you fell on your head as a kid, went to prison for sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. So, you know, the kind of guy who should really only take up about 30 cents of the American taxpayers' money. Now, granted, I know that ammunition prices went up, so maybe it'd take $1, but hell, I'm willing to donate the buck, okay? Anyway, this delightful fellow was transferred to the Women's Correctional Facility because he claims to be a woman. And soon after, it was discovered that he was raping a woman with the mental development of a young child. So let me make sure I have this straight. Pardon the pun there. A guy who went into the clink for going after young girls capitalized on that most basic of glitches in the system, which is stupidity, and is now going after mentally young girls. Not that her state of mind matters much as to whether or not it was a good idea to start letting this sort of thing happen. Folks, prisons are where we send the people who don't live by society's rules. In a free society, my rights extend all the way out to the edge of your rights and no further. Prisons exist for those people who don't get that. Now, if you're going to put Princess Zoe Marie Andromeda Love, this Venus with a penis, in with the female inmates, what the hell do you think is going to happen? But the complicity lives inside the mentality, folks. So make no mistake, the people in Washington State who are responsible for this nonsense will absolutely do the Olympic-level mental gymnastics necessary to convince you and themselves that what they're doing not only isn't the dumbest move in the history of the criminal justice system, but in fact is good and right. And when you meet someone who can dance the Watusi around the truth with that kind of skill, it's time to just set the microphone down and walk away because you're not going to convince them of literally anything at this point. Now, I want you to ask yourself this, really, just this question. Why? What is to be gained by granting men who claim to be women access to women's prisons? What good is it doing? Is the relative safety of the women incarcerated there worth less than the supposed dignity of the man set loose to stalk them? Now, what possible reason exists that explains such asinine thinking? Well, if you guessed, it's subverting the dominant paradigm. Well, clearly you've been sober while listening to me at least once or twice in my rants because I say that a lot. The ideology of the left is to break the old in favor of the new. And it doesn't matter if the old works really well or if the new will work at all. Progress must march either way. So listen, Princess Zoe, whatever, needs a good dose of lead poisoning. And I think most of us can probably agree with that. But he's only a tiny cog in a gigantic, frightening machine. And if we're not careful, that machine is going to drive right over the top of all of us. Lord help me. That's what happened, Chris. So you had a mentally ill person who raped another mentally ill person. Yep. A trans inmate rapes a mentally disabled female prisoner, a Washington prison. We're going to see stuff like this happen over and over and over again. We saw it happen in the school in Loudoun County, Virginia, where a teenage boy wearing a skirt sexually assaulted, raped a girl. 15-year-old girl. These are the kind of things where it's like, you know what? At this point in time, I don't care anymore about your leftist progressivism. I don't care about your lunacy. I don't care about your insanity. You want to come at me? You know, I had somebody the other day on TikTok. I think I sent you guys the video where she did a little montage of things I've said. Like, my front bumper, I've got that big cattle guard on the front of it that Road Armor made for me. And I jokingly call it my protest buster. I always say that, and then, of course, people are going to say, oh, I can't believe you'd say that after what happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin the other day. Well, two things, first of all, with your stupid logic. One, I've said that for a long time, long before this happened at a Christmas parade last week. And the other thing is the people that were in the parade weren't protesting anything. They weren't blocking traffic. They were in a freaking Christmas parade. So then, then she said, oh, he's a transphobe too. He's got a shirt that says my pronouns are thee, she, it. I'm like, do you really not understand that it's saying I'm the shit? Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Oh, he's a transphobe. I mean, no, I'm the shit. And then there was a video of me in the Colorado airport not wearing a mask. And I said, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not going to wear a mask. Oh, my God, he's killing people. And the trolls were just let loose. And I shared all of this on my Instagram for everybody to see. And people were like, oh, my God, I can't believe you shared that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I want to expose the insanity of the left. I want to expose their lunacy. They have no sense of humor. They have no sense of grace. They have no sense of mercy. They want to cancel you. This is a fight to the death with this type of bull logic, with the putting women or men in women's prisons, of having gender-neutral bathrooms. We saw the TikTok yesterday, the chick with the beard with the man knuckles, who's complaining about, oh, you need to respect me. Give me a bathroom and stop looking at me. You know what? You're a dude. Go piss on a tree outside. That's what you can do. That's the beauty of being a man. You can piss wherever you want to piss, except on other people. And right now, I'm just generally pissed off at the nature of this stupid wokeism, man. It's just ridiculous. My liberty goes all the way to the limit of encroaching on yours, and then it stops. And if I go past that line, I'm in violation of you. I respect that. I understand that. I make jokes accordingly, right? But my God, what we're doing is we're throwing the sheep in with the wolves and saying, here, do the best you can. And then we're trying to explain it away and justify it and launder it out there and just say, oh, it's no big deal. Quit normalizing stupidity. Stop making ideologies into policy. We've got to stop this garbage, guys. People are going to get hurt way worse on a much larger scale, Jim Cramer, by pushing this kind of narrative out there. These irresponsible talking heads. This is what that leads to, is that type of logic that says this bullshit is okay. And it's not. It's not okay. And I, for one, am tired of it. Hey, look, you've already told me I'm going to die, right? You've already doomed me to a COVID death, right? So, hey, I'll go out screaming liberty, baby. If I'm going out anyway, you know what? For the sake of the next generation, I'm in this fight for as long as I got. And you know what? Can't nothing out of China or anywhere else kill me until God's done with me. How about that? Hey, conservatives need to stick together probably now more than ever, and there has been only one phone company that's willing to stand with you in defense of free speech, liberty, and religious freedom. That's Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And if you make a switch today, they're going to give you a free month of service, a whole free month of service. So don't wait. The offer ends on December 5th. A free month come in handy right now around Christmas and the holidays. Get reliable nationwide coverage for less, and they have the values you believe in. They got plans that'll fit any budget, and their U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. More importantly, Patriot Mobile supports organizations fighting for religious freedoms, constitutional rights, and the sanctity of life. So go to patriotmobile.com/Chad. You can call 972-PATRIOT, talk to them. Get a free month of service with offer code CHAD, I spell it Chad, until December 5th. They also have those discounts for veterans and first responders. Support a company that loves America and shares your values. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad, 972-PATRIOT, and we'll be right back. You know what? If I don't get vaccinated, I'm 100% protected against the vaccine side effects. And I'm 99.8% protected against COVID if I'm unvaccinated. So I kind of like those numbers. Just think about that. But you know what I'm not immune to? Stupidity. There's a lot of it out there. Jussie Smollett Jussie. God bless Jussie. Or as Chris calls him, Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. So get this. I don't know if you guys caught this in the news. Jussie, so he's got his trial that's underway in Chicago this week. There's a lot going on in the world that nobody's talking about. There's a lot going on in the world. Protests all over. I mean, mass protests in Australia and New Zealand. All over the world, we're seeing that. They're not talking about that. You know, again, what did they say? The old adage, the revolution will not be televised. That's the deal. So, of course, you remember Jussie. Jussie, he had the little, he got attacked by two white people in Chicago at 2 a.m. while he was out there getting his Subway sandwich, you know, and they screamed, "This is MAGA country," in Chicago. Turns out it was a couple of Nigerian brothers. But here's the point. Here's why we're talking about it. He staged a dry run. He held a dry run. So technically, he did it twice. He got his ass kicked twice. Smollett, Webb said, Amembola will testify that days before the incident, that's one of the Nigerians, that Smollett texted him asking for help on the low. The two later talked in Smollett's car with the actor telling him specifically he wanted them to shout a racial epithet and MAGA to make it seem like the assailants were racist supporters of President Trump. I want you to attack me, but when you hit me, I want you to kind of pull your punches a bit because I don't want to get seriously hurt. He told him, put a rope around his neck, make it look more like a lynching, like a hate crime. The three men went on a dry run before the attack, part of which was captured on surveillance camera. They caught the dry run. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Smollett's Mercedes can be seen circling the Streeterville intersection, showing the brothers the area where he wanted the attack to occur. What a dumbass. But again, these are the talking heads we're supposed to be listening to, right? These are the people from Hollywood, the people from big media, big tech, all this. We're supposed to be listening to these guys. They're supposed to be the experts. What a pinhead. And, you know, I laugh, but it's not funny. I mean, this could have gotten people hurt. This could have caused riots. This could have caused hate crimes, racial crimes. This could have caused a lot of things. This cost the city of Chicago millions of dollars to investigate. It's still costing them. It's still costing the taxpayers to just do this trial. This guy had it made. You're on a hit show in Hollywood, dude. Not enough, man. You got to have a little hate mixed in there too. That's why I'm like, yeah, okay. And you're gonna bitch at me for calling my truck the protest buster. This cat had a dry run. Oh, my gosh. Wow. I tell you. You know what I want to do? I mean, and then you got the Democratic. Real quick, I want to allude to this. The Democrat lawmaker who said there's going to be a revolution if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Okay. Bring it. Let's bring it. Bring it. Come at me, bruh. Yeah, said, who was that? That was, what's her name? That was Jean Shaheen from New Hampshire, right? Yeah. She said, I hope the Supreme Court's listening to the people of the United States because to go back to Adam Sexton's question, I think if you want to see a revolution, go ahead, outlaw Roe v. Wade and see what the response is to the public, particularly young people. Well, you know what the revolution's going to be? They won't be getting abortions. How about that? Amazing how that works. Sorry. I mean, hate me for wanting babies to be born. I know. I mean, hate me for trying to get in the way of your inconvenience. Oh, my God. Anyway, one of the things, especially in the holiday season, that always picks me up is a TikTok. Let's watch one.
So I'm a cis woman with IBS, and I use the men's bathroom. And I've seen a lot of videos of trans men who are in public bathroom stalls with somebody in a stall next to them just farting and shitting and being gross.
Yeah.
And there's some iteration of oh no, I regret this. And it just makes me think about this time that I was in the Walmart bathroom just having a bad IBS episode in the men's bathroom. And I was the one just blowing it up. And it wasn't until much later that I noticed there was just a silent guy in the stall. After 5 minutes of just me being disgusting, I hear a little shift, and I'm like, and so every time I see those videos of trans guys talking about how gross men are in the bathroom, I never want to be invalidating, but I want to be like, what if it's a woman? It could be a woman. It could be me. What if it's me? It's me.
Okay, so is that a biological male or female? That's a biological female. Kudos on the beard, chick. Solid. Because if it had been a biological male, I was being like, I don't know if that's estrogen, hormone therapy, or helium. But okay. So yes, we do know chicks can blow it up in the toilet, right? If I hear you screaming out for the Lord over and over again in the bathroom stall, he is a girl. He said he's a girl. He's a trans man. I got to get this right. With irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, so in other words, if you're a chick that shits a lot and you can't control your bowels, then you know what? Just become a man, and then you can blame it on. Then you can blame it on them. You can burp, you can fart, you can scratch, you can just crap down your leg right there. You can rattle the stalls, baby. Just test the locks on the bathroom. You can hear you hit the bathroom stall so hard, get those britches down. You can hear keys jangling in the pocket. Just, oh Jesus, Jesus, Jesus! Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, Jesus! I love that. What a plan. Just become a man. You can get away with everything. I just never would have thought it could have been a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl in there just blowing it up. Just farting and shitting and woohoo. You know, I know that's what girls do at the pajama parties, the sleepovers anyway. They just, oh, sissy, I can't believe you just broke wind. Let's release the finless mud sharks. The world's going to hell, folks, and I'm going to beat you to it. We'll be right back. Ooh-wee, the revolution will not be televised. Unless Elijah Schaffer has something to do with it. That's the truth. I got to get with Elijah, actually. I was visiting with some friends the other day, and shout out to Chloe. Chloe watches the show. She's traded us in for Elijah, though. She's young. She'll learn. She'll come back. But no, can't go wrong. Leave us a rating and a review, please. Where podcasts are offered. 5 stars are what we take, and we like the positive stuff. Here's from Ablum. I know who you are. That's Annie. Yeah, I will not miss Chad's show. Chad is the best. Chad talks about issues of what is going on currently in the USA and world. Have followed Chad Prather for 6 years and close to 7 months. Woo, that's specific. Chad talks about serious issues currently going on in the U.S. as well as having great guests, i.e. Chad is a major supporter of our veterans, police, officers, firefighters. Thank you, Annie. I love you, girl. And listen, we appreciate you guys. I want to encourage you, go over to watchchad.com. Or that's where all the fun stuff is. Come hang out with us. We're going to be in Vidor, Texas on the 10th of December doing a show. And then we're going to be in Arlington, Texas on the 17th. I think we've still got a few tickets left for that. And then Houston, we're going to be there on the 19th, which is a Sunday. Good little Sunday fun day. Have a good time. And I'm crisscrossing the state doing these campaign events, being Corpus on Monday. And then I think, oh my gosh, somewhere else on Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, Prather2022.com, and we'll always appreciate a donation. Don't forget, blazetv.com/Chad. Sign up. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. God bless. Bye.